Hey YouTube. I don't know what it is with my lips, but I feel like I might need some chapstick or something because it seems like all of a sudden I don't know if it's because of the weather outside now or what it is, but for some reason I can lick my lips, wipe my face off, whatever, but now I feel like that in the corner of my lips they splitting or like on this side, I feel like my lips split. I don't know what's going on with my lips. They just feel weird. Anyway, so hey YouTube. I'm back again with another live video while I wait on my instructor to respond to me so I can finish the assignment I'm currently working on before Sunday. Because the assignment is supposed to be due on Sunday it's supposed to be turned in way before Sunday, 11:59 p.m. and he has not responded to me yet. So I'm just waiting on his response before I finish it off and then go on to the next assignment that is also supposed to be turned in before 11:59 tomorrow. Anyway, so I was recently watching y'all know Being Love Life. I've been on and off because I've been watching her for a while. Then all of a sudden, I done went on to watch other people, and I stopped watching her for a bit, but her videos are still popping up. Then it got to the point where I started watching her again, and then her children, her two sons, be doing videos, and her son Darius, he did a video, I guess, speaking on his coming out story or whatever the case may be. And I ain't watch it. I just seen it pop up because I'm subscribed to his channel. And I'm also subscribed to the other son channel, and I guess they both was talking about it. But for some reason, with a lot of people, they just been coming out of the sun, telling they coming out stories and about their sexual preference and a bunch of stuff like that. And me personally, there's times where I kind of think differently. Like, I don't know what's the point of people sharing these types of stories when it comes to like the coming out story and speaking on their sexuality and stuff like that. Because I feel like when you tell these type of stories, especially when it comes to social media, a lot of people who are used to watching your videos and they claim they fans of your content, whatever the case may be. When it comes to this point, and you telling stories like how you found out you were gay and if anything happened to you or whatever the case may be, whatever your experience was, I feel like a lot of people end up taking it the wrong way when you try to share a story. Especially if it involve people who may think differently than you, or they feel like that the story that you sharing ain't how they see things, or whatever the case may be. So, like I said, I have not watched neither video. I have not watched her son Darius' video as of yet, and I have not watched this her other son He called himself Zaddy Chunk Chunk or something like that. I forgot his actual name. But I have not watched neither video as of yet, but it just made me want to come on YouTube while I'm currently waiting on my instructor and speak on the topic. Um, and pretty much just get my opinion about a lot of stuff. Not really directing it towards just his video, but I'm just like speaking on the topic in general. Um, Me personally, I can't say that I had a coming out story because me, I wasn't the type of person who felt like that I needed to hide anything. It's either you knew or you didn't. Either way, I didn't care because I guess my mindset was differently. I'm like, it ain't no point. And I also felt like I wouldn't have gotten a fair chance to even do anything like that because first things first, I already knew how certain people felt just by watching how they treat other people. So I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and reveal something and then be treated the same way. So I rather just keep certain stuff to myself. And if you find out, you find out. If you don't, you don't. Um I feel like that my cousins will ask questions and whoever else, and I'll just look at them like they crazy. Like, I'm not about to give you a yay or a nay. If, like I said, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Um, I already knew I was different, but the thing is, I wasn't just really into girly stuff. I was into boy stuff as well. I like playing video games and riding bikes and play wrestling and stuff like that. But sometimes I just want to be in my own zone, like watching videos, reading books, coloring, drawing. I eventually became interested in hairstyling and stuff like that. um I think one of them, like, and it wasn't like when I was younger, it wasn't really sexuality related. I just was more comfortable being around girls. And that's what they was doing when I was around them. So I figure, hey, you playing with a doll, I'm gonna pick up one and play with you. I don't give a damn if you was playing with a G.I. Joe man. I'm gonna pick one up and play with you. I wasn't thinking like, oh, he a boy, why is he playing with a doll? I'm like, look, it's toys. I'm not playing with knives, playing with guns, doing something that would have got me a whooping. It's a toy that's laying on the ground, nobody playing with, so I'm gonna pick it up and play with it. And then the crazy thing about it is one thing I didn't understand is okay, now okay, whoop-de-doo. Barbies are for girls. G.I. Joe men and action figures are for boys. So if I got a Barbie in one hand and a G.I. Joe man in one hand, and I'm playing house with the toys, and the Barbie is supposed to be a G.I. Joe man wife, what is the big issue? I'm not sitting here with two G.I. Joe men making them kiss and do stuff. The G.I. Joe man is a husband. The Barbie is the wife. The dollhouse is they home. And I have like little crayons and other crazy stuff as the children and objects in the house and stuff like that. But still, people would come up. I mean, males would come up to me, snatching the Barbies away and trying to get me to do boy stuff, and I'm just looking at them like, if you don't get out my damn face and leave me alone. Um, and this the God honest truth. Like around that time, I ain't never know what the hell being gay was. I just knew that I like being around girls. I'm like probably like six, probably like 5, 6, 7. I ain't know that damn stuff. I found out what being gay was because there was a lot of men that used to come around and have their hair done and nail done and stuff like that. Then eventually I was like, oh, okay. But back then I didn't know. I just knew that my cousin was around my age. And I was like a lot of kids around my age. When you older, you don't want to play with the little kids just because they are boys. You want to play with kids around your age. And since majority of the kids around my age was my female cousins and stuff, that's pretty much who I played with. Cause everybody else was babies. What I'm gonna do? Ring one of them little things and say Google Gaga all day. Anyway. So, as I got older, like I said, I had a lot of cousins and my older siblings and just people in general. I started doing different stuff. Um, Dressing up was another thing. By that time, what school was I going to? I think what was it called, community school? Because I know I went to Walnut Elementary in Darby. Got kicked out that school because me and the principal got into a fight and I kicked her in the stomach. So yeah, I think the second school I went to was Walnut Elementary. The whole dressing up thing that started off having nothing to do with my sexual preference either. They had an acting class. Um, I think they had like a performing arts class, and the teacher we had in that class used to make us dress up and do plays and stuff like that. And I would just always put on the first thing I see. I didn't care what it was. It was a bunch of old clothing and wigs and canes and shoes, and I didn't care what it was. I was participating, and most of the time, most people would pick the roles that I probably would have wanted, and the only lasting roles was probably females. So I didn't care. It was just acting. It wasn't like I was really actually a female, whatever the case may be. I really had to hug someone or kiss someone. I was just dressing up. You read the lines, and then for about a good what 30 minutes, and then the class is over, and now you probably doing math or something. Anyway, so when I got home, I was into dressing up. Um, There'd be wigs around the house and clothing from whoever, and I'd just be putting stuff on, acting silly around the house because I wanted to be the center of attention. Especially when like friends of family came over, and we used to have like family events and parties and stuff like that. And people be taking pictures and bring the video cameras out, and I'm like, look, I'm the life of the party. Ain't no party fun until I come downstairs. So of course I'll be dressing up. Most of the time, my sister be outside somewhere with her friends and stuff. So she'll probably come to the house and curse me out because I done went through her clothes and was walking around putting on a performance. Um, I did a lot of stuff, and as I got older, I'm like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I could be doing a lot of crazy things that would have got me a whooping, got me cussed out, got me expelled or suspended or something, but I'm just having fun and being entertaining. Um, and once again, I just feel like at the time it had nothing to do with, oh, he gay, why he got a wig on, why he walk around with shirts with colorful shirts on his head. It's entertainment. Um so yeah, like I said, it really wasn't no coming out story for me. I mean, I was just being me, being silly and goofy and doing stuff to get people staring. Whether they liked it or hated it, I didn't care. As long as they was paying me attention, that's all that mattered. Um, I think by the time I was 9, that's when it really got to me with this whole big sexuality thing because I was so sick and tired of here and it I mean, I was able to understand it more because I was so sick and tired of people coming up to me with the whole boys don't play with dolls, boys don't do this, boys don't say that, boys don't dance like this, and it was like a damn chant that I couldn't get rid of. So, but it never stopped me. I still wanted to hang around my female cousins, still wanted to spend the night at people's houses, still wanted to be outside playing with females. I just like being around females. Then it got to the point where I guess some people started trying to play along with my game. And so if it wasn't like a cousin or whatever the case may be, and they seen that I was cool with a female, then like, oh, Damien got a girlfriend, Damien got a girlfriend. So that's when we was at my we was at my aunt Trina apartment. And this is when we lived in Darby. I remember this story very well. We was in Darby, and it was this girl that lived next door, like right across the hall from my aunt, and it was her family, her I guess her mom, her dad, and her sister. And she was just standing out in the hallway. I guess she wanted to play with my cousin, but I don't know. So I eventually seen her, and I went outside and I started playing. So then when people realized why, 'cause when people realized I was always in the hallway, they was wondering why Damien little grown ass out in the hallway by himself. But the whole time I wasn't by myself. I made a friend. We started talking. We'd just be in the hallway chilling. Up until her parents made her go back in the house, and I had to go back at my aunt house. Anyway, so we was cool for a while. And then it got to the point where no, that was on Main Street. We was cool for a while, and majority of the time when I used to go to my aunt house or some family friends that lived in that same apartment complex or whatever the case, whatever you want to call it, I would see her, and then her and her family moved um on Darby Terrace up the street. And I already had an aunt that lived on that block. So when I used to go around there, I usually seen her. But we didn't reconnect until I moved on the block. Cause I guess my aunt was living in the house first. And then then when she left off the block, we end up moving on the block. And then that's when I eventually was like, oh, I remember them. I used to play with them in the hallway. So I go outside and sneak up the street and my parents wondering where I'm at, and then like it's only one place this little grown ass at. Up the street at Miss Teresa house with that damn girl. And that's exactly where I was. So they'd be walking up and down the street, knocking on doors, probably wondering where I'm at, up and then like up. Now we found them. I got in trouble at first, but then after a while, there's like as long as I ain't doing nothing crazy, I guess they got used to it because I wouldn't stop going up there. And then they realized that I was chilling, I was safe, nobody was bothering me, so it was what it was. And I guess by me always going up there playing with the girl that I was cool with, the family got along with him as well. Big rest well, the girl name was Brianna. Anyway, big rest in peace shout out to Miss Teresa. Um, they was cool though. I mean, we used to play like games and stuff and watch music videos and movies and just chill. It wasn't nothing too crazy. I was cool with her mom. I was cool with her dad. I was cool with her grandma. Everybody would welcome me like I was part of the family. And even if they wasn't expecting company, I could just knock on the door and they'd let me right in like he ain't gonna give up. And let him right on in. And they ain't nobody but Damien. It was like that for a lot of people. I got like I don't know what it was because usually like when you a kid, you supposed to be in the kids' place playing with other kids, but I always got along with adults. And for some reason, everybody was so used to me being around, they welcomed me right in. Then if I knew them, eventually the family knew them. You know, on that block, everybody like after a while, everybody knew everybody. But eventually me and the girl Brianna, eventually we stopped being as cool as we were because I don't even know. Like I remember some stuff, then some stuff I don't remember. I really don't even know why we stopped being as cool as we were. It could have been a lot of things. Or maybe she was just showing off for other people on the block because she lived on the block way longer than I did. I don't know. But that ain't stopped me because I still like I said, I still was cool with her mom. I still was cool with her dad. I still was cool with her grandma and whoever else. So I still stayed coming up the street, chilling out with them every chance I got. And then I guess I got along with a lot of other people, and then eventually other family members was coming on the block and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what after a while what slowly ended the bond because I was getting along with a lot of other people. Um Darby was kind of crazy though. It was like it was like somebody was always getting locked up. Man, I think Darby and West Philly was the craziest places I ever lived. I mean, don't get me wrong, North Philly had its crazy moments, but was nothing crazier than West Philly and Darby. Um, I think hold on. To be honest, cause I keep getting these notifications on my phone. I think the whole sexuality thing started, like, it started getting crazy in my teenage years, cause now by that time I'm in high school. Like, don't get me wrong, people used to ask me, and they used to irritate me in my younger years, but it didn't get worse until like around high school, cause now it's like I was about probably 9 or 10 years old when I went to the Delta school. I remember that it had to be like late. Yeah, I was probably 9 or 10. It had to be like late December 2000 when I went to the Delta school. Yeah, it was late December 2000. Um, so yeah, I'm like around 9 or 10. And when I first went to school, I was real shy. I didn't want to talk to nobody. People was trying to do anything and everything to get me to talk. Like, I remember they tried to. I mean, the crazy thing about it is I was so short, and they put me in the classroom with a whole bunch of kids that's like, there's like 15, 16, 17, and I'm like 9 or 10 in this classroom with these kids standing in the gym room, and everybody grabbing basketballs, footballs, stuff like that. And then the gym teacher, he seen that I was shy. So the teacher, they like, he not going to talk. He just going to stand there, and it's going to take y'all forever to get him to say anything. So everybody else, they done did they laps around the gym. They done did they push ups, sit ups, chin ups, whatever. And I'm just standing there looking around. It's like I'm telling y'all, it's like I was like probably like an inmate first day in prison. New inmate first day in prison. I don't know. Never been, don't want to be, but I done seen enough movies, and I feel like that's exactly how I felt going to Delta and being in that classroom. So I remember the gym teacher came up to me like, well, what's your name? How old are you? Uh, do you have any interest in sports? And I'm just shaking my head, yes and no. And they're like, well, what do you want to do? Because you ain't talking. So I'm like, so then I'm like, I just like riding skates and chilling. So they like, well, I don't have no skates, but I mean, like, it's basketballs, footballs, hula hoops and stuff back there. So, um, one of the gym teachers ended up passing me a hula hoop, so I was just throwing it around the gym room or whatever the case may be. But I think that's pretty much what broke me out of it, because any other time I was so used to always being around my female cousins and stuff like that every chance I got. And then when I went to Delta, I think that's what broke me out of the whole feminine side and got me being more of myself, because I was always around a lot of older boys. I ain't have no females in my classroom. The only female that was in my classroom was a teacher. Barely even had females in that school. If it was any, they was staff members or younger. And if it was any older students, they was there for a short period of time throughout the years until I eventually got older. Um So of course you in high school, you about like 9 or 10 years old with all these older students. You start saying certain stuff, doing certain stuff. Of course, they're gonna start judging your sexuality, making fun of you, picking on you, and just quickly assuming way before you even give them a yay or a nay. And it happens so much. It's like you feel like you ain't got no teacher to go to, you ain't got no staff member to go to. And every time you try to tell somebody, it's pretty much like a waste of time. So then you get to start making stupid decisions, trying to fit in with the crowd. You start hanging around the wrong kids, doing stuff they do. Now you walk around the school trying to be as masculine as you can because you don't want nobody thinking otherwise. Because if they start to think otherwise, that meant you're going to be continuously getting picked on. And people going to see you as the sissy, the punk, or the faggot in the classroom. Like just dancing, singing certain songs, uh, whatever. Everybody run their time. Like I said, the classroom was full of older boy students, so they talk about what girlfriends they had, who let smash, who did this, who did that, and they over here talk about listening to Lil Wayne and Dipset and Cameron and Benny Siegel and this person and that person, and then look over at me and I'm over here wanting to listen to Aaliyah and Beyonce and Lil Kim and Maya and Tony Braxton and 702 TLC, Jill Scott. It was crazy. And this would go on for years and years and years. And no matter what I did, eventually I started making friends. I'm not gonna lie, like when I was in Delta, I had a few friends here and there, but most of the time it's because you got to pretend and act like you something that you know for sure that you really not. You gotta be more masculine. You gotta pretend you like girls, even if that meant bringing in pictures of video vixens and watching BT uncut videos and talk about, oh, did y'all see that video tip drill or did y'all see Ludacris pee popping? Anyway, oh, did y'all hear about that chick Superhead? Um, I'm not about to get all deep into my school story because that's pretty much what that's not what I came on here for. But let's just say that I done went through the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to school. So of course, I end up leaving the Delta school at the age of 20. And when I left the school, I didn't know what to do. Now, my dreams was leaving at 18, going to Empire Beauty School, becoming a cosmetologist, and building a career in cosmetology. And then then after that, I would have thought of doing other things along the way. But that's not how it happened. Um, I was supposed to graduate. I was supposed to graduate 4 different times. I lie to you not. I was supposed to graduate 4 different times when I was at the Delta school, and it all starts with picture day. Now, picture day is about, I think, a month or probably like like a few weeks before graduation. So every classroom take their pictures. Every student take their pictures, or staff members take their pictures. We don't do it like they used to do back in the day where everybody take their solo picture and then the whole class take a classroom picture together. No, they don't do that no more. So when it came my time to take my pictures, I'm telling you, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 4 different times I didn't had to take the captain gown picture. And this is how I realized that that the school was lying. Because every time before picture day come, they would have the students who's graduating that year name cut out. Y'all know the color cardboard paper. They will write your the art teacher will write the graduating students' name on the color cardboard paper, cut their names out and hang it on the wall in the building my classroom was in. And for some reason, I never seen my name being cut out. I never seen my name. I never seen my captain gown picture hung up on that wall. But I will always have hope and faith like one of these years I'm leaving this school. So age 17, I got people I'm cool with that's graduating. So I'm like, oh, I think they said I'm graduating. We done took the school pictures, took the captain gown picture, and they said I'm graduating. So I'm going around telling my family I think I'm graduating this year, posting it on MySpace and Facebook. I might be graduating this year. Everybody like, yo, congratulations. We can't wait and let us know what's up. Picture day come. You I mean, get the phone call. Is Mr. Moody graduating? I guess somebody on the other end say yes. Damien is graduating this year. So now they trying to put the captain gown on me. I got a big head. I had braids at first, and I had dreads, so the hat didn't fit over my hair and my big old head. But everything else fits. So they had to try to pin the hat onto my hair, however way, or try to get the hat to fit the best way it could before taking a picture. Once again, I say 4 different times I done took this captain. 4 different times I took this captain gown picture. Then graduation day come. And I'm still looking in this hallway like, okay, if I took the captain gown picture and y'all told me I'm graduating, why isn't my name or my picture hanging up on the wall? But I see everybody else who took a picture that year. Why isn't my name hanging on the wall? Why when I go home, my parents not excited and y'all not telling them anything? And they not like, oh well, I guess we gotta drop you off at school since you graduated so we could come pick you up since you gotta stay at the school for graduation. This is all things I've seen other students and their parents do. And I always wonder why my parents wasn't doing it because y'all was telling me one thing. And then when y'all call my parents, y'all telling them another thing. But I'm still being stupid. Still like, all right, so it might not if it didn't happen this year, it might happen next year. I'm dealing with the bullying. I'm still dealing with people speaking on my sexual preference, making friends, losing friends, dealing with staff members, dealing with students. All of this I'm dealing with. And I'm just like, if I graduate, it will all be over. Now I'm age 18. Same thing happened. Is Mr. Moody graduating? Yeah, I believe so. Damian Moody is graduating this year. Let him take the captain gown picture. Picture day. I'm already in a bad mood. I don't ever want to take pictures. Saying like, all right, Mr. Moody, here you go. Time to take your picture. Now you got the photographer trying to put the head over my braids or dreads, whatever I had during the time. They put the captain gown on me. I'm sitting over here like, I don't even know why y'all wasting y'all time, because they probably gonna lie again. So I'm putting on a fake smile, take the picture, then take the regular school picture without the captain gown. Boom. No graduating. Now I'm 19 years old. Same thing. No graduating. 20 years old, 20th birthday, got into a school fight, got dreads pulled out and all. I'm like, all right, with all the stuff that happened there, I know I'm leaving this year. Nope. I left, but it wasn't for graduation. I, don't get me wrong. I was thankful that I left the time I left, but I know what I wanted and I know what I didn't get. I wanted to feel the same way everybody else feel. You get your captain gown picture. Yo, this snow is crazy. I'm looking out the window and I see the sun out, but all you see is snow blowing everywhere. I would show y'all. Yo. Um, but yeah, I did leave. Y'all wanna know how I left? So this is how petty my school is. Now, mind you, my dad always came to the school because my mom was working. Not saying that my dad didn't have a job, because I'm pretty sure he did, but he was a driver, so he was able to come pick me up for whatever reason. He picked me up from my doctor appointments when I had my brain surgery and everything. And if I was sick and throwing up and stuff, he'd come pick me up and drop me and take me home. So one day, I wasn't expecting my parents to come to the school. No one told me anything. No one told me anything, because if that's the case, I could have just hopped in the car with them. But no one told me anything. So I'm just doing my regular day. I think I was in gym and about to go to art, or I was in art about to go to gym. I don't remember. Anyway, so I'm walking through the hallways going to my next subject, and then you hear, can someone bring Mr. Moody to the principal office, please? Can someone bring Damian Moody to the principal office? So I'm sitting in my head like, what the fuck did I didn't do now? I ain't never do nothing. Like, what the fuck they mean take me to the principal office? I'm mad now. Cause I'm thinking I ain't got in trouble for nothing. I'm like, I know I ain't do nothing. I was just leaving out of art or gym or whatever I was going to. So now the behavior staff all hyped. They couldn't wait to come get me. I'm like, what did I do? They like, what make you think you did anything? I'm like, what am I going to the principal office for? They not telling me nothing. The only thing I remember is I got into a school fight. My dad had to come to the school. That was like December. And that was about June of the next year. Like a whole bunch of stuff is clicking in my head. Like, why am I going to the principal office? Um, So what happened was I walk in and I see it was Miss, I'm trying to think who all was in the office. Miss Finney is my principal, Mr. Anthony is the behavior staff, my mom, my dad. Yeah, I think that's all that was in the office. My mom, my dad, Miss Finney, who was the principal, and Mr. Anthony, who was behavior management or whatever you call it. So everybody, like, so when I walk in, everybody quiet. I'm like, well, what's going on? Cause I know I ain't do nothing wrong. I don't know what I mean I don't know what, like, I ain't there next. I don't know what was said before I got in the office. All I know is they was telling me that they were saying, can somebody bring Damian Moody to the principal office? No, this was like in 2000 and this was 2000 and what, 13, I believe. It was either 2012 or 2013, one or other. No, I think it was like 2013 when this incident happened. So, like I said, I don't remember everything that was said once I did make it to the office, but all I know is my mom, she wasn't having it. She like, look, my son ain't staying another year. And my dad was right on her foot, like, no, like too much has happened. We didn't let him stay long enough. He damn near 21 now. Um like I said, I don't remember the whole conversation because that's so many years ago. And y'all know I remember some things, and then eventually other stuff click in my head. But it pretty much was just no, he not staying another year. So from that point on, I just knew, like, all right, I'm out. I'm not. I mean, I'm just go with these last days. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't doing nothing. But when that sweet day came in June, I was out, and everybody looking at me crazy. They like, "Why you dressed so nice?" I had my little suit on, had my nice little shoes on. I done added some braiding hair to my dress. My mom pinned my hair up nice. So everybody just looking at me like, like, you usually wear regular clothes. Why you dress so nice? And I'm just like, today my last day, and everybody looking at me like I'm crazy because I've been saying that for the longest, and everybody just looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, I'm dead serious. Today's my last day, and I'm just waving, saying bye to people, and everybody's still just looking at me like I'm retarded. When I seen they reaction, I just shrugged my shoulders, rolled my eyes, and just kept on pushing. Then it got to a point where that year I had, like, all the students from that year was in my classroom. The students I was supposed to be graduating was in the same classroom as me. It was only one student from another classroom that was graduating that year. So with that being said, my teacher asked, can that student come to our classroom for a pizza party she is throwing for all the graduates? The principal said, yeah, he can come. He just can't say nothing to the other students. So they end up bringing him to the classroom. We had the pizza party, and whatever the case may be, pizza, soda, candy, blah, 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 blah. And when the principal came in, she was just being real petty and being real ignorant, and like, I just ain't like the vibes. So I pretty much said how I felt. Cause I'm over here being nice, waving and letting people know it's my last day. And people just looking at me like I'm crazy and just saying slick stuff. So I let it be known how I felt. I don't like if I'm being nice to you, waving and telling you see you soon or whatever the case may be, and you over here being rude. All right, yeah, I'm gonna let you know how I feel. So I end up snapping out on the principal and end up having to go to the Delta room because she's being rude first, and I pretty much said how I felt about it. And from that point on, I just feel like a lot. I mean, I tried to be nice, but I feel like from the rest of the day, I just said how I really felt about the school, and it got to the point where it was a half day. The buses came. I walked out the classroom, went to my bus, and the behavior staff was trying to hold me back, thinking I was trying to get on the wrong bus. And I think my bus driver was like, "No, he belong on this bus." But that pretty much was that day. Then it got to the point, like I said, once I graduated, once I left Delta, I didn't know what to do with life. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. So I was living in a neighborhood with a lot of people I barely got along with. It was a majority of the time it was always a bunch of arguments, fights and all. And I was trying to find ways to separate myself from the neighborhood. So I started spending night at people's house and doing anything I can to get away from the neighborhood. Then when I was gone for too long and I returned, motherfuckers like, "Oh, Damien, we miss you. Where you been? You okay?" I'm like, yeah, whatever. To be honest, I'm not gonna say the name of the block. I mean, if you know, you know, because I'm pretty sure that the name of the block was said in previous videos of mine on YouTube. But as I got older, I don't get me wrong, I was trying my best to get along with people in that neighborhood. And eventually I had like cordial bonds with people, but it wasn't nothing too buddy and click tight. Um well, male wise, female wise, I had a few female friends. And the reason why is because, like I said, I've been on that block since the start of my teenage years, and you got a lot of people that wanted to act like they was tough, a lot of bullies, people that I don't know, and then that's when the whole sexual preference thing come on, and it was these two individuals. I'm not even going to say their names because I'm not even going to get them no clout. But there was these two individuals that used to pick on me every time I seen them, and they used to get the fuck on my nerves. I don't know if they liked me or something, but they used to pick on me every goddamn time I seen them. It wasn't one bright, sunny day, rainy day, snowy day that I wouldn't walk outside And if I seen them, they wasn't on their stuff. And it would go on for some years and years and years, but every time, like, I had family or like my older brother or cousins or whatever the case may be, then everybody say a whole nother story. Oh, they like, oh, we tried to talk to Damien. Damien antisocial. He don't want to talk to nobody. We be trying to get him to do stuff, and he just look at us like we crazy. And I'm like, no, it ain't that. It's just that y'all motherfuckers flip flopping. Y'all like to talk shit and bother me, and then when y'all see that I got a family by my side, now y'all acting scary. I don't just go around not want to talk to nobody and being antisocial just for nothing. If I'm not speaking, I love making friends and getting to know people. So if I'm around a lot of people and I'm not speaking to y'all, whatever, clearly there's a reason why. It could be a damn old ass homeless man, and I might wave. Um, Even when I was living in North Philly, I'm not North Philly, in West Philly. My cousin would have friends coming over and stuff like that, and she'd be sitting on the porch listening to music, and I'd be out there chilling and stuff like that. And then eventually, people will wave and speak to me, and it is what it is. But like I said, the bullying lasted for years. And by the time I got to that point where I'm like now 17, 18, 19, 20, I guess people met their match. I'm not gonna get too deep into any of that. So fast forward, that's North Philly. Moved to West Philly. I'm grown now. I'm like in my 20s or whatever the case may be. I can't say I had bullies. I just had people that I had to watch out for. No one really I can't say no one really bullied me or anything. But y'all know how people are, like they act like they like you because they cool with somebody in your family or whatever case may be, but you know the truth, so you try to be cordial, but you still gotta watch your back. They're pretty much what all that was. It wasn't like no, every single day they said something about you or looking at you the wrong way or blah 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 blah. Cause most of the time I'll go outside and be dressed fresh to death, and the same motherfucker that you was looking at me woman all funny be the same one. So more I like your shoes, that outfit nice. Where you get your outfit from? And then like I said, I'll always be out there chilling my cousins and stuff because they was always on the porch listening to music, or I'll be on there with my laptop, chilling. Or most of the time I'll be helping watch the little kids because the pool be outside. And they had them a big nice pool. I used to hop in there myself. It just gets to the point where the bees and stuff be bothering you. And I still remember they little voice talking, Damien, can we bring the pool? I'm like, I don't know, you better ask your grandma. You ain't about to get me cussed out. But yeah, West Philly was all right. I just don't. I just can't vibe with it because like every other day you watch the news, somebody done got shot, this to happen, that to happen, and it just got to the point where it's like, all right, I did what I could do. I don't feel comfortable, so I gotta figure out some way I could feel comfortable. And then when I found that way, I'm like, it is what it is. Um, then it got to the point where I just felt like I was just at pause and then like what to do next. So to get my mind off of a lot of personal stuff I had going on, nothing that really had to do with anybody, but stuff that just had to do with me personally, I decided to I came back up north. Then eventually I just decided to start Full Sail University because I'm like, look, I'm getting a lot older. I need to do something to get my mind off of stuff. And I just got to the point where I just wanted to continue writing because I didn't write in a long time. So I was like, you know what? I want to find like an online college or something. And don't get me wrong, I thought about doing it many years before, especially when I was at I'm at the old house. But all the colleges that I was looking at, they had like criminal justice and stuff that had to do with doctors and science and stuff. And I was like, that's not nothing that interests me. And if I can't find the right college, then I'm gonna just have to go to Empire Beauty School. But I felt like I wanted to do something that's like home wise because I don't drive. I don't like doing much transportation by myself. I don't always have the money for transportation. And um I had a phone, so first I was doing a lot of my assignments using my phone, and then it got to the point where with Full Sail, they eventually gave you a tablet and then a laptop. And I guess with my medical or whatever, that helped me get past with the student loans and stuff like that. But they still try to make you come out of pocket with certain stuff, which is a big pain. Cause I'm like, if you getting student loans and stuff, why are they still trying to make you come out of pocket to pay for certain stuff? You shouldn't be coming out of pocket for nothing at all. But I'm like, this is my first time doing anything college related, so like, if I could do it, I can. And if I can't, then I don't know what to tell them. But so far, everything was pretty good. I feel like when it comes to being a creative writer, it allows me to be able to open up with a lot of stuff. And even though if I'm not using my own name or really digging deep into my personal business, I could still use whatever I'm going through at the time to write stories and use pictures, and maybe be had me creating little videos and all types of stuff. And don't get me wrong, a lot of these assignments is tough. They hard. Some of the instructors be strict, especially with the criticism they give you. Sometimes you be having to go through different techniques to get advice from people because I'm still waiting on the instructor and he still ain't emailed me yet. Um, I mean this month is almost over. It's already January 20th. Um, it's been pretty okay. Yeah, it's been pretty okay because I've been getting good grades. I mean, like with one of the last assignments I did, I got a 90, and that's still a good grade. I messed up a little bit, but I've been pretty much doing good so far. I'm just waiting on my instructor to respond to me so I could finish these last two assignments before Sunday. I don't know how I still got 2 more weeks to go, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's the sexual preference side of things and all these coming out stories and stuff like that. I mean, I like if you watch my YouTube channel, you will see my story. I speak on a lot of events that happen, school wise and stuff like that. You would just have to really look back on my YouTube videos to get all the videos where I talk about what I used to go through in school. That's why I that's why I didn't speak much on a lot of stuff in this broadcast. Um Not just in school wise, the neighborhoods I lived in. Anyway, another thing I see a lot of people talk about is this whole transgender situation and feeling like a lot of guys, well, gay guys want to be women. Just because with a lot of the gay guys, they wear wigs and they might dress up in girl clothes and then wear makeup and stuff like that. And that's another topic I've seen a lot of people speak on YouTube. Me personally, I don't do it as much as I used to. I mean, with some of my clothing, well, like it's a mixture because with some of the recent clothing I wear, like majority of the time I'm very masculine. But it depends on situation now. In some cases, I might I might be going somewhere where I could somewhat be myself, and then in other cases, I'm more of my natural self. It just depends on who I'm being around, where I'm going. But to be honest, I really don't go nowhere. I stay home. I do college assignments. I just like chilling to myself, really, because throughout my teenage years and my 20s, I didn't pretty much did everything. I was outside all the time, out in the streets, always spend night at somebody's house, going here, going there. Now that I'm in my 30s, I feel like that now I just want to chill and do solo stuff. Um, I'm trying to think what else. So anyway, with this whole transgender thing, um, if I ever in life thought about wanting to be a female, or even thought about wanting to take hormones or get some type of surgery or some stuff like that, that probably was me talking out of anger and talking because I was going through something, whatever it was, who knows. Um, but at the end of the day, I stand on what I am. I was born a male. Uh, and that's pretty much that. No matter if you see me wearing a wig, no matter if you see me wearing female clothing, no matter if I done got my eyebrow done, shaved my facial hair off, no matter how you see me, I identify as one gender and one gender only. I identify as a male. I do not respond to being called she, her, girl, sis, none of that. I am a male. I am a man. My ID says male. When I'm signing stuff, I put male. I don't give a damn if I'm over there looking like RuPaul. I put male. Uh, Now when it comes to other people, I have my mixed feelings, and I feel like everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You cannot stop nobody for having their own opinion. But even though everyone is entitled to their own opinion, that still doesn't mean that just because you're entitled to your own opinion, you have the right to just go around disrespecting people and trying to end their lives or physically harm them just because you don't agree with what they say or what they do. What gives you the right to physically harm anyone just because you don't agree with what they say or what they do, especially if it's not harming you in any way, shape, or form or fashion? Another thing I don't agree with is the fact that a lot of people are always quick to put God in everything. And most of y'all don't go to church. Y'all don't own the Bible. Y'all don't listen to gospel music. Y'all don't do nothing Christian like, but every time something happened that you don't agree with, y'all always want to put God name or Jesus name and everything. Um and I hate to say this, but even with the people that probably do go to church and y'all do own y'all Bibles and listen to gospel music and y'all in church every Sunday, and even if you work at a church, me personally, I still don't feel like it gives you the right to pick on, judge, criticize, or even think about harming anybody just because you don't agree with how they live their lifestyle. Because most of y'all church folk, trust and believe, I know y'all don't follow the Bible either. So just because you work in the church and you got your certificate in being a preacher, whatever the case may be, that still does not give you no authority to criticize and try to rule or change anybody. You could offer advice, you could offer help and stuff like that, but if they don't want your help, they don't have to accept it. And that's one of the main reasons. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have thought about getting baptized and going back to church and stuff like that. But one of the main reasons why I stopped going to church is because I want to go somewhere where I'm going to feel comfortable, even if I'm around people that don't agree with me. And I don't live in Delaware. And I think of all the churches I've been to, the church I went to in Delaware is the only place I went to and felt comfortable from the time I walked into the building to the time I left out the building. And the reason why I felt comfortable is because I was not the only person like how I am that was in that church. And no matter how I dress myself, they welcomed me with open arms. They didn't gave me hugs, gave me handshakes. They walk me around, offer me coffee, tea, snacks before the service, stuff like that. And another thing I liked about the church in Delaware is the fact that before every service, both of the pastors would say that they were sinners. And they pretty much tell their story on how they gained faith in God and what made them stop sinning or what made them come to church and stuff like that. And I was so used to churches that being like how it is in the movies where they say that when you go to church sometimes it feel like that the preacher is speaking to you, and in most cases I see stuff like that, and I feel like in most cases you go to church and you're being judged instead of helped and given advice or whatever the case may be. And then I look at it like, okay, you like I said, you may work in a church or whatever the case may be, but what give you the right to judge somebody and criticize them and make them feel bad about something when you ain't doing no better? You cannot sit here and judge somebody and not I help them. And you probably gonna wait until the service is over and go out and do the same thing they doing. And I done seen it happen. I'm not going to get too in detail, but oh trust, I done seen some crazy things happen. But and even with me saying this, I'm not saying it just for people to be scared to go to church because you never know. Just because one church don't work for you, don't mean another church won't work either. It absolutely will, because like I said, um when being in Delaware, I did find a church that really made me feel comfortable. It's just that I don't live in Delaware, and the people that I was with, they didn't even always go to church. And that was my only way of going to that church is if they went. If But that's that. This video is already long enough, and I had a lot more to say, but I'm over here forgetting stuff I wanted to say. So, um, I appreciate whoever come and watch this video. If I think of anything else, I will probably come back on live and speak more on topics and give y'all my opinion on certain stuff. But I'm about to get off here because, like I said, I done forgot what everything I wanted to say. I should have been writing stuff down. But like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, share my YouTube video with your friends and family. Follow my TikTok is Cashmere Majesty. My Instagram is official Cashmere Majesty 215. My backup Instagram is Stone Unicorn 215 Philly. I believe, like I said, I believe my TikTok is Cashmere Majesty. My Twitter is Cashmere Majesty. Uh, what else I be on? Just follow me on those platforms, and if I see that y'all supporting and showing love, I'll give y'all the other platforms to follow me on as well. But like I said, I'm getting off here. I'll talk to y'all later because I done lost track of what else I wanted to say.